Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Kampas.
try to edit my notes in real time. I think to start off, we've said it many times before, but it's always worth repeating. I believe our police department sets the standard of excellence for all others. We're very blessed that we have a very deep well of talented officers committed to serving our village, and that we can so easily promote from within speaks volumes to the training commitment of this department. To the women and men of the Orland Park Police Department, thank you. I hope you know just how much our community appreciates and supports you. But cutting through some of the notes here so I'm not too redundant, I do want to point out on July 4th, Will County State's Attorney stated that of the 640 detainees in the jail, 60 of which have been charged with murder, all of them will have their bonds extinguished in January due to the new pretrial system. This is not a partisan issue. The Will County State's Attorney that I'm speaking of is a Democrat. The DuPage County State's Attorney recently had similar remarks with the 500-some detainees there. He mentioned the higher burden that prosecutors must prove that the accused is a present threat, not to the general public, but to a specific identifiable person. So let me repeat that. It's not if they hold someone, if they represent a danger to the public. The prosecutor has to prove that there's a specific identifiable person that is threatened. So if a man murders his wife in a domestic homicide, to whom then would they prove that he's a danger then, after the fact? Should he be released? Should someone who killed someone in crossfire on a highway be released because the threat was not specific to that person? Since when must acts of evil be specifically targeted to be considered dangerous to our community? Over the past weekend, there was a viral video of an armed mugging that occurred in broad daylight in Lakeview on Sunday afternoon. I won't kid anyone that if those muggers are caught due to the Cook County system, they'll likely be out, but the new system would guarantee it. How could a prosecutor prove that they pose a specific threat to an identifiable person when they certainly did not know the woman that they mugged? The point of bail is to strongly encourage showing up to court. Today, if the defendant is charged with a felony, fails to show up in court, they're charged with another felony offense, one class lower than the original charge. In January, that becomes a misdemeanor. Yet we're supposed to believe that defendants will show up under this new system. How is this fair to the victims of these crimes? But it's not just felonies. As the mayor mentioned, criminal trespass is going to be reduced to a citation. So you might be considering what happens for retail and restaurants. You can also see how this is going to go sideways for you personally. What happens if you return to find someone swimming in your pool? Or worse, what if your teenage child has a stalker that decides to hang out in your backyard and you can't prove the threat? What does that mean for us? Just the tip of the iceberg to a 764-page bill that's since seen some revisions, but not nearly enough. Again, for the representatives and senators that voted for this, why do they feel it necessary to wait until after the election for these provisions to take effect? That's cowardly. I implore our residents to read more about this act, contact your representative and senator, ask that they remove the provisions that endanger the lives of all citizens, especially our law enforcement officers.
Mr. Chairman.